Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler. Today is episode 302. My first impressions of the Hyatt Vacation Club. And the overall arching thing is this is the method I follow when I'm learning about a new program. So first I'm going to talk about my summary of my first stay, talk about the Hyatt locations, which is something I actually did before the first day. And then I'll talk about buying a marketing package so I can learn about the program and then my next steps. And then at the very end, I'll tell you a little bit about my channel and hope you like the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's jump in and talk about the first stay. The first thing I wanted to do was talk about my first day, just to give you my first impressions of the Hyatt Vacation Club. And I stayed at the Hyatt Vacation Club in Palm Springs area. It's called the Desert Oasis. And I booked the property via Interval International. I used cash, $169 plus my about 2,300 WorldMark points, credits, if I mentioned, they're called credits, but the same concept of points. Interesting thing was, and this is a plus or a minus, was not offered a sales presentation as I came in to the location via an exchange. So I thought I'd be offered something just because it seems to be what timeshares do. I stayed in a one-bedroom unit, which is what I booked. And they do have two-bedroom units here as well. Has a nice-sized living room and a really nice full kitchen. Large bedroom, and it had a walk-in closet, which was kind of a bonus. And it's quite a large bedroom with a king-size bed. It had a bathroom, pretty good size, with a tub-shower combination. So that was, it felt pretty good in that regards. The one thing I would say is it felt dated. The decor felt like it was, it was all the wood and kind of dated from the 70s with everything, the browns and all that kind of stuff. And it even was thrown off by, there's a book about Palm Springs life, and it had Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra on the cover and Elvis Presley. So it was dated back almost like it was the 50s. From sort of nostalgia, nothing more current than that, it seemed like. Had a nice pools, but they were small compared to the Marriott or Hilton in the area as far as the pool size goes. The one thing was a little, I'd say, disappointing. It was, I was expecting luxury similar to the Hyatt hotels compared to Marriott hotels, but when I compared the Marriott timeshares, they seemed to be a little more upscale. Not good or bad, just I guess I had expectations. So anyway, that's a summary of my first day. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about was the Hyatt locations. And again, that's something I studied before I even booked my first day. But it's also what interested me. There were 5 in California, and I live in California, so that was, one is in Nevada side of the Lake Tahoe, in but I considered it sort of part of California just because it's around Lake Tahoe on the Nevada side. So 1 in Carmel, which is down by Monterey, San Diego, Palm Springs, which I just talked about my stay, and then 2 in Lake Tahoe area, 1 on the California side and by Truckee, close to the where the Ritz-Carlton is, and then that 1 in Incline, which is on the Nevada side, just by the casinos. And then there was another 1 in Santa Fe and Sedona. There was 1 in Mexico and a couple in Florida and others, but mostly those were the ones that were interesting to me, living in the West Coast. There's 1 in Hawaii, in the Maui, which I had stayed next to when I stayed at a Marriott. So what was available via Interval were 2 in California, which was Palm Springs and San Diego. So I said, oh, okay, well, I can do that. And that's again how I ended up booking the first one, just using the Interval International. And there was a rumor that they would be available via Marriott Vacation Club. And the reason I call it rumor, they've said it, but I've never seen it, and it's not in the program. So until then, it's, in my opinion, it's rumored. And maybe it'll happen and maybe it won't, because it's kind of hard to see that Marriott Vacation Club would allow you to book something with a Hyatt label on it. That seems because they compete so much on the hotel side. But anyway, that was the locations I looked at. I was expected to get a marketing presentation when I arrived as an Interval person, but actually that turned out to be not the case. And in fact, if you're one of those people who wants to avoid any timeshare presentations, I recommend you come here via International, and you will not be asked. But I wanted to learn about the program, so I went to the desk and they had these packages that were available. And again, I didn't know whether it was going to be available via Marriott, so I just wanted to learn a little bit about the program and the locations more than just the one I was staying at. So I bought a marketing package. It was $199, and there are upticks if you do it during some peak seasons at some locations, or you want to upgrade to a 2-bedroom instead of a 1-bedroom. And they're 4 days and 3 nights. And the options were Palm Springs, San Diego, Tahoe, Breckenridge in Colorado, Branson in Missouri, and Cabo San Lucas in Mexico. Although the Mexico one seemed like 4 days, 3 nights. You'd want to stay longer than that if you're going to go all the way to Mexico. And they were all 1-bedrooms in the marketing package, except Tahoe, which was a studio. And then again, peak season was $399, and in the case of Tahoe, that's mostly during the summer, surprisingly, not during the ski season. Only Branson is blocked out in January, February. Otherwise, every month was available. So anyway, I feel good that I'm going to learn a bit about the program. I haven't scheduled anything, but I have a year to use the package, and that's what I went ahead and did. Lastly, here's my next steps. And again, this is really an example of how you learn about something before you even consider buying. So you can see I've already stayed once. I'm going to stay at least 2 more times just before I have my first presentation. So I'm not even consider buying. I'm doing my research. It's a good example, again, of how to evaluate a timeshare company by staying before you even consider buying. We'll probably use a marketing package in Tahoe. Want to compare the Ritz-Carlton location in the area, which I've stayed. If you search in this channel, you'll see the Ritz-Carlton in Truckee. It also wasn't available on interval, so I wanted to go to a place that might not be able to get to otherwise. That way I can book the San Diego area resort, which is available on interval, and book that for a stay. So that will complete my at least three locations. Whether I do more or not, I don't know. But right now, that's what I'm planning to do. And I'll give me 3 locations. I'll understand the basics of the program because I will have done the marketing package. And maybe I'll buy another marketing package to do it twice. I'm not sure on that. Right at the moment, there's not that many locations, and I have so much other timeshares. I'm unlikely to buy in the program unless I were to buy like a resale package, but that's just me thinking about it. Might not be your decision, but that's just want to give you a kind of view of what I think. And again, I'll probably even wait to see if they actually become more than a rumor, but available via Marriott. The Marriott people, I did stay at a Marriott this week as well, and they said they were happening, but that was the person at the front desk, and I don't know that I would trust that until it's actually available for booking, or until I get an email saying that. Anyway, hope you like this video. Give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And right now I'll tell you a little bit more about my channel. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares. I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and WorldMark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com.